sit here, kids come up here because that's where we well, you can see. So we're live now.
It was a little different. The first team, like, just kind of came up. Second team, kind of waved at the camera.
Like we can do it.
I want to do that.
So there you are.
Hi, we're going to begin in a few moments. Thank you for coming to the award ceremony.
The biggest thing we've got to tell the kids is as they're behind the podium. Thank you guys. Thank you, Alexis.
So, each homeroom teacher will be giving out awards. When your name is called, you need to walk up to the podium, okay? So that the parents can see you. This is being live streamed YouTube and Zoom.
And
So,
wave.
of course, your parents will be able to see you.
And wave to them, because they're online.
So parents
Not
will
now.
be watching.
I don't know.
So parents will be watching that for the training. Okay? Guys, can you take it and figure your name well? Or what you're doing too. Figure your name well. Go up now. Go back to your feet. Okay? Athletics need to be in class, but there's no moving and hollering, okay? All right, we've got a little amount of time to do this. All right, you ready?
Do y'all want to go first? Yeah.
Sure. Welcome, everyone, to our very official awards banquet for the end of a crazy year. We made it plus 2 weeks, so hang in there, okay? So we're going to start with our exploratory friends so that they can get rolling back to what they need to.
All right, I'm Coach Mac McMillan. This is Coach Ray Ford. We're the PE teachers here at Flat Rock for the boys. Me and Coach Ford talked about this. This award goes to the young man that dresses out every day, shows good sportsmanship, is always a leader and friendly and never causes any problems. It was It was great to teach this young man. This award goes to Landon Shankle.
Good job, my man.
Wave to your mom.
Say hi.
I'm Coach Parr, and this is Coach Smith. We have a girls PE award for the same thing. She doesn't cause conflict in the classroom or in the gym. She participates every day, gets along with everybody, shows good sportsmanship, and that goes to Sophie Stepp.
Wait. Your parents are here. Oh, they are? Yes. Whenever you just step right up.
Totally fine. Good morning. My name is Mrs. Lowe. I am the band teacher, but Mr. Harrison and Mrs. Quinn couldn't be here today, so I'm going to present their awards as well. So the first award I'm going to present is Excellence in Visual Arts for Mr. Harrison, and this is for Landon Shankle.
We all done? Well, and she's on her way. Oh, yeah, that's
Wave again.
The next award I'm going to give out is for Excellence in Orchestra. This is from Mrs. Quinn, and this is a student who shows leadership in the classroom and puts in extra work outside of the classroom. And that student is Paxton Cherry. The last award I'm going to give out is a band award for 6th grade outstanding band student. This award is actually going to go to one of my all virtual students. This student shows up every day for class, has his camera turned on, is prepared and has a positive attitude, and has managed to learn everything everyone else has learned from his computer. And that student is Brian Antiveros Flores.
So Brian, when you come in for testing, we'll give that to you, okay, bud?
Can I get Mr. Everett Bloomer to come over here for a moment? Everett, please come up here for a second. You hear all that bloom? Would you hold this for me right here, bud? Right here. Hold it right there. Hold it up underneath there. There you go. Show it to these guys right here. So, Flat Rock, we have a Science Olympiad team, and we competed in a big tournament this past winter. Science Olympiad is a national competition involving events in life, earth, and physical science. Our team won the Western Regional competition this past winter, and we advanced to the state tournament back in April. In the Western Regional, Everett won first place in Road Scholar and Machines, as well as second place in Reach for the Stars events. So congratulations to Everett and the whole team for stepping up to the challenge of Science Olympiad. Get out there, buddy. Go Flat Rock! Woo!
All right, so now we are going to do our subject awards, and so I'm going to do math. So I have a couple of students I want to recognize in math. These students have gone above and beyond through virtual and COVID and all the crazy. They've always strived to do their best. Even when they already had an A, it was what can I do to improve my grade? So, and everything I've asked them to do, they've done, and again, just gone above and beyond. So those two students that I would like to recognize first is Paxton Cherry.
smile and wave. I'm gonna check your head. It's COVID, but we can watch later. And then the other student is always quiet, unassuming, but works so hard and is so dedicated to do the very best that they can do in everything. And so I would like to recognize Clara Allman. Wave. And then I have a student who has been virtual, but has really made a lot of progress in math. I know we do this program called iReady, and it's not always necessarily the funnest thing to have to do and work on, but this student met their goal. They actually went through the ceiling and knocked the top out of their goal, their regular goal and their stretch goal. So they made tremendous progress this year in math. And that person that I'd like to recognize is Cynthia Mendoza, who is a virtual student. So that is your certificate, Cynthia. When you come, that is what you will get. Okay?
Hi, I'm Mrs. Lynn. I teach language arts on our team, and I don't teach everybody language arts though. Some students go to Mr. Bazell for honors language arts, and unfortunately he can't be here today because he is teaching a class right now, but I am going to give out his honors language arts overall reading excellence award. And this student is also in one of my classes, and she goes above and beyond and just works so hard and does more than we ask of her. So congratulations to Sophie Stepp.
I'll give you elbow. Boom.
And for my language arts classes, first I'd like to recognize a student that has worked really hard this year. And I remember talking with her and her mother at the beginning of the school year, and both of them telling me that reading was not her favorite and not, the thing that she liked the most. And even though that was true at the beginning of the year, she still put the effort in every day and has become a shining star in my fourth period. And for that reason, I'd like to recognize Katie Thompson. Up next, this student reads, I think, more than I do as a language arts teacher, and is constantly going through books and suggesting books for other people. And you can tell it because she also has one of the most outstanding vocabularies that I've seen this year. And for that reason, I'd like to recognize Bridget Kelly. Longest walk ever. Congratulations. Mama is here. Wait. I'm not sure which one she's on, so just wait.
Okay.
And the last student I'd like to recognize for language arts is a student that he has the most positive attitude. I think some days, actually a lot of days, he actually had a more positive attitude than I did. He always came in with a smile and he was ready to work, and is also one of the most polite students that I've ever taught. And so I'd like to recognize Evan Levi.
Okay, I'm Miss Urban, and I teach science on this team. As I'd like to first recognize two students for their excellence in science. These two students have developed scientific inquiry skills. They've stood out in their determination to learn the material, and their interest in the science concepts this year has outdone many others. Even through plans A, B, and C, both showed their participation. They had their cameras on, they answered questions, they participated. So the first person I'd like to recognize is Marissa Burnside. The second one that I'd like to recognize just has a little extra because this person has been virtual the whole year and has maintained awesome grades even through staying home this whole time. So I'd like to recognize Mateo Encinas. There you go, bud. And the last person for science, this particular award goes to an individual who has had tremendous growth over this year. He's increased his participation as the years progress by asking questions and contributing to class. He works hard on his assignments and always asks if he feels like he needs to be better, he always asks for a redo. He works hard. He always is involved in class, even when he does give me that creepy smile every now and then. I'd like to recognize Nathaniel Manzanares.
You gotta give that smile to the camera.
You want to do social studies? Yeah.
This year, all three of us had the pleasure of teaching social studies. And so we all have chosen students that have gone above and beyond in our social studies classes this year. Social studies is one of those classes that oftentimes in elementary school isn't a huge focus. So sometimes it can be a little bit of a culture shock, literally, to start learning about the entire history of mankind. But these students have, from beginning to end, put the effort in and have shown excellence in social studies. And for that reason, I would like to recognize from my social studies classes, Sophie Stepp, and Andre Ladico.
As Ms. Lynn said, this year we all had the privilege of teaching social studies. Although I love social studies and reading about history myself, it is not the easiest thing to teach. So it required a lot of review on my part because it's been a long time since Ms. Sabato taught social studies. But I had one student who was always engaged and involved and was a leader in our class. For one unit, I actually gave projects and they had to do it themselves and take a specific area of a country that we were studying, and they put together the PowerPoint presentation for their classmates. So I had one particular group that stood out and one person in that group who really kind of excelled as a leader and who is, like I said, always on top of things in social studies. And so the person that I would like to recognize from my social studies class is Madison Carver. Good job, girl. Wave.
She waved.
And last but not least, my social studies class. I myself, this is the first year I've actually taught social studies. Science and math are normally my thing. However, this year in my social studies class, there was one individual that became my go-to history buff. Would always ask if we were going to learn about something else, and I would have to go research it to make sure it fell under what we were going to cover. This person participates regularly, even when he was at home virtually. I'd like to recognize Weston Taylor.
And the last awards that we're going to give out, are our team awards. We're going to start with our Energetic Eagle Awards. And so these awards are given to students that across the board. We very easily could have given a math, a science, a social studies, a language arts award to these students. They come ready to work and ready to help every day. And so these guys just exemplify, what an energetic eagle really is. So the student from my homeroom that I'd like to give this award to is always willing to help. She asked to do the apples. If you're in my homeroom, you know what that means. Nearly every single day. If I ever need anything, she's willing to offer her help for it. And so I'd like to recognize Destiny Huerta Arias.
Sorry, I don't. Wait, congratulations.
All right, so I have 2 awards that I'm going to give. One is to a young man who kind of got off on a slow start, but then really turned it around and made so much improvement for all of us that we just felt like that had to be recognized, that he just, like I said, just kicked it into high gear and is now giving everything that he's got to try to get those grades and keep things up. Baseball was probably a big motivator for that, but we thank baseball and sports for that. But I would like to give the Energetic Eagle Most Improved Award to Garrett Gosnell.
You earned it, bud. Okay. Nice work. Like to mom, dad, everybody.
All right. And then the Energetic Overall Eagle Award, those people who just exemplify what FRMS is all about. For my homeroom was someone who, again, is unassuming. They don't draw a lot of attention to themselves. They go about quietly, just taking care of business and doing what they need to do. So they are focused. They are mature. They are respectful and responsible. And they make sure to help out our classroom to keep it a safe and orderly environment. And so that person that I would like to recognize is Lillian White.
Thank you for all you do.
All right, Miss Urban's homeroom, we also have an Eagle Award to pass out for this individual who comes in every morning and says good morning. Make sure that sometimes everybody is aware of when a teacher posts an assignment. to make sure that everybody knows that it's going to be due and they need to get it done. We rely on this person sometimes. He offers his help, whether it's getting lunch, running an errand for any one of us. He just happens to be in my homeroom, and that's why I'd like to recognize our right-hand man, Kalani Cruz. Okay, so this final award is for somebody who goes above and beyond even those Eagle Awards. This person helps others and takes care of other people even before themselves.
Always has a pencil to share when other people aren't prepared. Does jobs in the afternoon that are, she kind of made them up herself just to be a helper in my classroom.
Is always just smiling and happy and pleasant with teachers and classmates. She is a kind soul, and I've told her that before.
She just goes above and beyond. So we'd like to recognize Kaylee Melton.
Come on, come here. So mom can see ya. Hold it up there, wave to her.
All right, so that concludes our team's award ceremony for the year.
Thank you, parents, for attending and for sticking it out with us through this whole year. We know it wasn't easy for you guys as well. So here's virtual awards for all of our parents and the support systems that we had.
Round of applause for your parents.
We're gonna log off now. Oh, I don't know if we end it. I'm just gonna mute.